Hello, I am delighted to let you know that my newest book, Shifts, 6 Proven Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership, published by John Wiley, is on pre-order right now. Shifts contains 6 powerful steps that will help you master the process for transformation. It is established in our world. Most transformation efforts fail, both at the personal, organizational, and national levels. But I have experienced transformation many times in my life. I call them shifts. And I have the process down to 6 powerful steps. So order your copy of Shifts now. shift.samadeyemi.com. Thank you. Hello, I am delighted to let you know that my newest book, Shifts, 6 Proven Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership, published by John Wiley, is on pre-order right now. Shifts contains 6 powerful steps that will help you master the process for transformation. It is established in our world. Most transformation efforts fail, both at the personal, organizational, and national levels. But I have experienced transformation many times in my life. I call them shifts. And I have the process down to 6 powerful steps. So order your copy of Shifts now. shift.samadeyemi.com. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am excited to say that we had an amazing time at the C-Suite Leadership Retreat at the Oberoi in Marrakech, Morocco. You know what? The treatment was beyond 5-star. The feedback is just amazing. The content of the discussions, paradigm shifted. Just 2 days, right? And it's been an amazing time of pulling away for C-suite leaders and founders and CEOs. And everybody is going home with a paradigm shift, with new ideas to execute. So I would like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been a part of our C-Suite Leadership Retreat 2024. And it's my pleasure to announce from the 8th to the 11th of July 2025, we'll be having the C-Suite Retreat in Dubai. Everyone who attended this year is signing up to come next year. Some of the people who were not here are already signing up to be there. Our numbers must remain small. So my encouragement, sign up right away. Go on my Linktree and just find the link and sign up right away, because we are so sure that in a very short time, all the slots that we have will be taken. So I look forward to seeing you in Dubai in 2025 to your success.
The C-Suite retreat is amazing. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. The high level of excellence. The first-class treatment is exceptional.
It's been so wonderful. It was strategic.
Every session has been powerful, and I will definitely come back next year.
I joined the Circle group. While I was going through your message, I went through the 40 days research program. Between then and now, I've seen a lot has changed. All because, some of your messages, some of your leadership words, encouragement on how we should follow procedures. Some of these things, the way you talk it, you make it seem as if it's not difficult.
I went back to the 40-day reset. So in one of it, that if I start thinking about being a victim or anything, it's not going to help me and it's not going to help my employer as well. So every day when I'm driving to work, I play each of those things and it has really helped me.
Wow.
Oh, it has helped me.
Wow.
I found out that the way I see myself has really, really changed.
I immediately joined Circle and started the 40-day reset. It has been absolutely life-changing for me as far as a mindset shift that I didn't know I needed.
It's a very wonderful mental reset. If you're just joining in here and you have not tried that, please just go and check it out. I can promise you will come back and testify.
I joined the Circle group.
Hello, I am delighted to let you know that my newest book, Shifts, 6 Proven Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership, published by John Wiley, is on pre-order right now. Shifts contains 6 powerful steps that will help you master the process for transformation. It is established in our world. Most transformation efforts fail, both at the personal, organizational, and national levels. But I have experienced transformation many times in my life. I call them shifts. And I have the process down to 6 powerful steps. So order your copy of Shifts now. Shift.samadeyemi.com. Thank you. Hello, I am delighted to let you know that my newest book, Shifts, 6 Proven Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership, published by John Wiley, is on pre-order right now. Shifts contains 6 powerful steps that will help you master the process for transformation. It is established in our world. Most transformation efforts fail, both at the personal, organizational, and national levels. But I have experienced transformation many times in my life. I call them shifts. And I have the process down to 6 powerful steps. So order your copy of Shifts now. Shift.samadeyemi.com. Thank you. Hello, I am delighted to let you know that my newest book, Shifts, 6 Proven Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership, published by John Wiley, is on pre-order right now. Shifts contains 6 powerful steps that will help you master the process for transformation. It is established in our world. Most transformation efforts fail, both at the personal, organizational, and national levels. But I have experienced transformation many times in my life. I call them shifts. And I have the process down to 6 powerful steps. So order your copy of Shifts now. Shift.samadeyemi.com. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on this live. Wow, this is Leadership Live, right? And it's been a few days. So how's been your day? How's been your day? Depending on where you are. I know for some of us it's a good evening. For some it's a good afternoon. And for some it's actually a good morning. Okay, like we usually do. Can you help us to type in the chat room the city and country that you're joining us from? This is usually a global event. And by the way, it's usually not long, usually brief. So I'll just share some thoughts and then I'll share some thoughts and then we can take some questions, right? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Gabriel, I love you too. Right? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, well, thank you. Tolulope is saying happy anniversary to us. Yes, it is the anniversary of Daystar Christian Center today, the 29th anniversary, right? Thank you. King Akintayo Music, journey from the UK. Ajiboye is from Lagos. Amazing. Fortress from Abia. Grace FM from Lagos. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Tokumbo says it's been a great day, but it's been quite challenging. I hope tomorrow will be better. Toby. Toby is from Manchester. Wow. Thank you. John from Eket. Amazing. Yes. Oladipo from Calgary. Edwin from Accra. Amazing. So many people from Lagos and Benin. Grace is from Benin. George is from River State. Thank you. Tim is from Chicago. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Iyano says ELC 2024 was amazing. Thank you. Peace is from Port Harcourt. Mazi from Calabar. Wow, this is awesome from all around Nigeria. David from Suleja. Wow. Okay, John says, I'm glad and I rejoice with Daystar 29. Thank you, Sandma, for modeling simplicity and humility in ministry, but filled with results. I thank God I got connected 6 years ago with love from me, my wife, my kids, and the entire house of insights. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you to me joining us from Botswana. Thank you. So thank you, everyone. So yes, today we're celebrating the 29th anniversary of Daystar Christian Center. So you ask, okay, some people believe that we're successful, and I ask, so how do we measure the success? Well, success is achieving your aims, turning out as expected. So you measure the basis for evaluation is vision. The basis for evaluation is vision. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit because if I look back now, I tell myself, so what would it have looked like if we had never started Daystar? So between now and next year, we have some significant celebrations. Yeah. Yes, Dr. Daniel saying congratulations on the Shift book release all the way from Toronto. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, our team is celebrating honestly, and I am excited with what is going on with the Shift book. So during the Excellence in Leadership Conference in Lagos, so we made the big announcement about the Shift pre-order, that it is on. And last week, so over the weekend, then I got an email saying that some days ago, Shifts had hit the number one under the new release, the number one for new releases under the Human Resources and Personnel Management category on Amazon. Wow. Now that makes me happy, right? And then before the announcement, and I was just checking online to see the platforms that the pre-order is being sold on. And then I saw the Target, one of the largest supermarket chains in the US, is selling shifts. I thought, wow, this was a dream, right? I would go into supermarkets and see books. And then the next day, I said, oh, this is my prayer point for shifts to be sold by Walmart, right? The biggest of them, Walmart. And then I said, I'm going to take a step of faith and I'm going to be checking every day until I see it there. When I Googled shifts, Sam Adeyemi, Walmart, and then it just came out and I saw that Walmart is selling it already. So, boom, right? So I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone on this platform who's pre-ordered, right? Thank you to everyone who's pre-ordered. It's making impact. We still have a long way to go, though. We still have some way to go to make it a bestseller. If you have friends, if you have staff, it would be good to do bulk pre-orders, because everything, all the pre-orders that are made are added to the sales of the first week. That's how they make the bestseller lists. Okay, that's the goal. That's the goal. Not just for vanity's sake, not just because we want to make bestseller lists, but because we want this book to come to people's attention. The shifts formula is powerfully transforming. I mean, I've applied these principles over and over and over. I've applied the model over and over and over and over and over. So you will see it's 6 steps in the model. The S stands for see, the H for hear, the I for insight, the F for formulate, the T for transform, and the S for succeed. And in the book, I apply it to individuals, and then I discuss how to apply it to teams and organizations. And then I discuss how to apply it to whole nations, how to use the shifts formula to transform whole nations. I am looking forward. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward. I'm not going to sit down and wait for the future to just happen to me. I want us to happen to the future, because that is what leaders do. Okay? That is what leaders do. And that, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So, and that brings me back again to our discussion today, about the fact that we're celebrating 29 years of Daystar today. In February, on February 8th, we'll be celebrating 30 years of Success Power. It's amazing. We're having a massive conference in Lagos, the Shift Conference in Lagos, Nigeria, on the 8th of February. Thank you, gift from Cyprus. Okay. 8th of February. Now, 8th of February 2025, right? On the 8th of February 1995, I heard my own voice on radio for the first time. That was our first broadcast. So this Shift Conference in Lagos is happening to the exact 30th anniversary, on the exact 30th anniversary of Success Power. And then November next year, we celebrate the 30th anniversary of Daystar, right? So I look back now and ask myself, so what if I did not start Success Power? What if I did not go on radio teaching people basic principles for success? I meet people now and I hear outstanding stories of transformed lives. Same thing with Daystar. Thousands and thousands of lives changed massively. So I ask myself, so what if we did not start? What if I did not courageously step forward and announce and tell people I'm starting something and ask people to join me? Few people. They started with several weeks, like 6 weeks. of praying with a small group of people in our living room in a 3-bedroom apartment at Bariga, Lagos. It's not the most beautiful part of the city, but I'm grateful for it because that's where we started. Beginning tough, oh sure, yes, like everything else. Why? Because the way life has been designed, when you look at the laws of the farm, you don't start with the harvest, you start with the seed. You don't start with the harvest, you start with the seed. And I came to the conclusion that it's not the size of the seed that matters, it is the size of the vision in the seed. Because inside every seed is a vision, the DNA, that has already decided how big everything is going to grow in the future. So it's not your size today that really matters, right? Or your circumstances. It's the size of the vision inside you. It's the size of the vision inside you. I'm grateful that in my late 20s, I just got these strong desires to change the world, and to start with what I had. I just had my gift, right? I just had my gift of wisdom, my gift of knowledge, having massive value for knowledge. And then I decided to throw it out, serve people with it. Okay? There's tremendous power in vision. There is tremendous power in vision. What I want to ask you is, how are you responding to your circumstances? How do you respond to adversity? This is important. How do you respond to adversity? Somebody said that in the face of adversity, some develop wings, others go for crutches. Now, the crutches are simply the excuses that we give, right? The excuses that we use to support ourselves and to support our inaction. It is because of this and this that I am this way. It is because of that. Life happens. Life happens to everybody. Now, some develop wings. How do you develop the wings? In your imagination. That's where you develop the wings. Your imagination is the special equipment that the Creator gave you to overcome your limitations. Imagination, limitation. Remember those two. Imagination, limitation. With imagination, you overcome limitations. Because in your imagination, that's where you have the power to conquer your circumstances. You are not limited by space. You are not limited by time. You are not limited by lack of resources in your imagination. You know what I mean? Because in your imagination, you can just simply take $1 million and put it in your bank account. In your imagination, you can put yourself inside your ideal home. In your imagination, you can drive your ideal car. In your imagination, you can get your ideal job. In your imagination, you can start your own business, right? In your imagination, you can grow it. In your imagination. So why don't we use it? Now you've got to realize the way you can use your imagination positively is the way you can use it negatively. And that imagination functions like a camera, like a camera, right? You press the shutter, right? There's something we call aperture in the camera. It just flicks open in a fraction of a second, right? Just opens and closes, allowing the light that is reflecting from an object to come in. And these days, yes, it's on the memory, right? It's the imprint is on the memory. Before, it used to be on the film in the camera. You will agree with me, right, that whatever image is established on that film or the memory card, right? When you send the thing to the printer, exactly what the image that is printed there is what is printed on the postcard or the paper. Am I right? Exactly. That is how life works. That is how life works. you ultimately attract or produce the material equivalent of your most dominant thoughts. There is nothing that has value that man has created that did not exist first in somebody's mind. So, if you see things working for someone, you see someone achieving greatly, just never imagine that it is because they don't have challenges. No, 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 no. Perish the thought. Perish the thought. Perish the thought. Successful people have challenges like everybody else. In fact, usually they have big challenges. What makes the difference is how they respond. How they respond. They respond with vision. Those pictures that you create in your imagination to define the future, that is what they are the ones we call vision. Because vision is seeing, right? Vision is sight. The way you have your physical eyes is the way you have inner eyes. Now, vision is one of the most important qualities of a leader. Vision is one of the most important qualities of a leader. Vision makes a leader. Where there is no vision, there is no leader. There is nobody. See, it is with the inner eyes that we see the future. It is with the inner eyes that we see possibilities. Wow. Wow. Reverend Daniel says, I was one of the students of Daystar Leadership Academy 2003 session. Wow, that was the year after we started it. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. March next year, we'll be marking the 23rd. It will be the 23rd anniversary of Daystar Leadership Academy, right? Another vision. I look back and ask myself, what if I didn't start that? Over 52,000 alumni right now. And here is one of them doing amazingly well. Okay? So this is my point. So the world is never perfect at any particular point in time. Now, the person who can go into their imagination and through whatever means, it may be because you prayed, that's important. In fact, I tell people, if you pray and you don't get any ideas, I'm wondering what the purpose of the prayer was, right? Because the prayer is meant to inspire you, take your inner faculties to the frequency where you can download new realities about your situation, right? You download them and then you superimpose them on the physical reality. You take practical steps towards them, and then what was intangible becomes tangible. So vision makes you a leader. That's why vision is very important. Vision makes you a leader. Most people are afraid of the future. Most people are concerned about the future. They're not sure where things are going. Most people desire direction, especially in the season of turbulence, uncertainty, unpredictability, disruption like we have now. In a season of change, most people are not sure about where to go. When you come out and you say, I see the future, I believe that this is the way to go, let's do this, let's build this, you attract people like a magnet. You attract people like a magnet. When you see the future like that in your imagination, it births confidence. You approach the future with confidence, not fear. No, what was I thinking, right? 29 years ago, when I resigned from where I was and launched out, right? Without any certainty. What was I thinking? Well, the thoughts, the pictures that I got were inspired. They were actually products of prayer, right? So I had the conviction. It wasn't just my mind. They were inspired by the Creator. So vision births faith or confidence. Confidence about what you have not seen yet physically, but it is real in your heart. Getting a vision is like being pregnant. You know, from 9 months, you're carrying a human being inside you. And the vision is growing, and people can't see what you say is there, right? You know it's there. People can't see it, but you can feel it because you know it's there. That's how vision is. You carry it, you talk about it, you take practical steps towards actualizing it. You keep moving and moving until it shows up, until you are able to produce the material equivalent of the vision you're carrying. So, vision births faith, vision births hope. Vision births hope. You're not disillusioned when you think about the future. The present may not be perfect, but you approach the future with positivity. You approach the future with possibilities, right? Vision makes you a magnet. You'll be amazed. Vision makes you a magnet. You attract resources that you've never attracted before. You need to know how threatening it was for me to go on radio in 1995. How threatening it was. At a time when my salary was 8,200 naira in the Nigerian currency, right? 8,200 naira. And they gave me the bill for the first quarter on radio, production and airtime, and it was 120,000 naira. Whoa. To be honest, I was scared when I got that figure. But I kept going. And then just before, we were to start, a lady made a pledge and said she was going to contribute 75,000. I could not believe my eyes. Whoa. And then a few days later, another lady came to my office and said, my husband and I, we love this idea that you have been talking about, that you're going on radio. And she gave me an envelope. Inside was a check for 150,000. Yeah. The bill was 120,000. Their own check was 150,000 naira. I will never forget that family, that couple. A vision makes you a magnet, because if a vision, radiates an aura around you, radiates an aura. You may not know it. Like I said, it gives you confidence. It changes you, right? What does the magnet do? A magnet radiates. A magnet has what we call magnetic field. It charges the atmosphere around it, and whatever is within that space that it has the power to pull, it pulls it. Let me give you another illustration about you being a magnet. So I mentioned at a meeting that I had this vision. I was going on radio to teach people how to succeed. Two gentlemen walked up to me after the meeting. They said, excuse me, sir, you mentioned about the radio broadcast. I said, yes, can we see you for a few minutes? I said, sure, come. Then they said, can you describe to us the idea that you have, the concept that you have? I did. Then they said, that's amazing. Can you give us 2 weeks? We'll get back to you. They introduced themselves. It was the first time ever I was meeting the two of them. And both of them worked at one of the leading advertising agencies in Nigeria at that time. One was the deputy creative director, and the second one was the production manager. US trained. He had even worked with CNN here in Atlanta for a few years before he returned to Nigeria. When they got back in 2 weeks, they gave me a report with graphs and charts all the radio broadcasts received in the Lagos area, percentages of men that listened to each one, percentages of women. They did the analysis and recommended the one to go on. Then they said, how do you plan to record? I said, oh, I'll just set up the equipment on my table here and I'll record. Then they said, okay, listen. They played a broadcast from BBC. They played a broadcast from Voice of America. They said, do you like this broadcast? I said, yes. They said, well, they don't record this time in the office. They record them in the studio. We're taking you to the studio. Anyway, long story short, a vision makes you a magnet. A vision makes you persistent. Is it because I said, inside you, you have this conviction that something is going to happen, right? Inside you. So when you meet obstacles, remember, I said that it gives hope. Vision gives you hope. You've seen the future. You've seen how it should pan out. So when you get discouraged right now, maybe you didn't get enough money to execute something, or you got a disappointment or something, at first you're down. But it's maybe for 30 minutes or so, maybe for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, when you just recall the vision, you recall the future that you've seen, the hope just comes back inside you and you keep going. Some people can't imagine the challenges I have faced in building organizations. It's been phenomenal, right? So I remember the day there was the pastor of a young church who visited me at a church office and said, so he saw this beautiful flyer that we had just produced and said, this is so beautiful. He said, one day, when we can afford it, we also will produce beautiful flyers like this. So I said to him, it does not work like that. Stretch and produce beautiful flyers like this, and that one day will arrive. He said, what? Yeah, people don't think investment. Upgrade the quality. Quality produces quantity. Okay? So, so he said, well, I just hope that you pastors of large churches know what we pastors of young churches are going through. I said, oh, you think we drop from heaven like this? I said, where should I start from? I have so many stories I could tell you. Where should I start from? Right? The first venue we used, that Daystar Christian Center used, we were struggling to pay. A Chinese restaurant. We were struggling to pay. And one Sunday we got to church and the manager just locked everybody out. The manager locked everybody out. Thank you, Kolo Joseph, and thank you, Apostles Global TV. Thank you. So the guy locked everybody out. So I went to the manager. I said, please, let's have the service. He said, no, you're owing me money. You give me the money, you have your service. I said, oh. I said, look, let me have the service. I'll collect money and I'll pay you. He said, no. And finally, he considered. Service was 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. He said, 10 a.m., 10 a.m. You don't give me money, generator off. I thought, no, once we started, he would not be crazy enough to do that. A few minutes to 10 a.m., the guy sent a message to me that he was about to turn the power off. I quickly took over the conduct of the service, quickly raised the offering, collected the offering, they quickly counted the money and gave it to him. Woo! Challenges, right? So it's not about the fact that you have challenges. No. Life, some people's lives are not simply perfect because they don't have challenges. No, perish the thought. The point is that some of us respond to challenges with vision. I'll tell you one more thing, and then I can take questions. I usually don't like for this to be too long. So vision is the key to provision. Vision is the key to provision. Thank you, Lawrence. Vision is the key to provision. Vision is the key to provision. You remember that I've shared some of the stories on how I've attracted human resources, attracted financial resources, because I had a vision. I break up English words to understand them. Break up provision. What do you have? You have pro and you have vision. Pro and vision. Pro is for or towards. The opposite of pro is anti, right? Anti means against. When you say anti-immigration, anti-this, anti-that, that is against. So resources come for the vision. Resources, so provision is another word for resources. Yes, resources come for the vision. Whatever you're going to do, make sure you get the vision. Make sure you activate your imagination. Make sure you see tomorrow, right? Make sure you see tomorrow. Read books. Listen to people. Attend seminars. It's amazing what happens when you're attending a seminar, or an event. The inspiration that you get. That's happening to somebody right here as we're here, just getting inspiration, taking your eyes off your challenges and problems for a moment and seeing what is possible. And I'll tell you, that's also part of why mentors matter a lot. Because when you look at a human being like yourself and you see the person achieving amazing things, and wisdom tells you the person doesn't have two heads, the person doesn't have four hands, the person is exactly like you. So if the person can do it, why can't you do it? Right? I get inspired a lot by my mentors. So when I was writing Shifts, I had a vision, and I have a vision. I have the vision, and it's a vision of transformation, because what is inside the book is a process for transformation, right? I want to see people's lives changed, but then it's a leadership book. The full title is Shifts: 6 Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership. It's actually a leadership book. Self-leadership is first. So I discuss how to transform your own life. Then I discuss how to apply the shift model to teams and organizations. Same model applied to you. You are not going to change any organization at a sustainable level if you don't know how to change people's mindsets. Then I applied the model to nations. Now, that will give you an idea of what my vision is. Thank you, Joel. Pastor Joel. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so thank you, Oluwaseun. So when I tell you the content of the book, that should give you an idea what my vision is, right? I see the lives of individuals being transformed all over the world, millions of them. I see organizations being transformed. I see nations changing. This book is, so what's my vision? That it will come into the hand of presidents and prime ministers and governors, and that they would find in the book some practical steps they can apply and shift the mindsets of people in whole nations or states or provinces or regions, right? That's the vision. So whatever you may be going through today, whatever. Oh, thank you. So Lawrence is asking, where do we get the book? Shifts.samadeyemi.com. Shifts. We'll put it on the screen shortly, and we'll put a QR code. Because so when you go on shifts.samadeyemi.com, shifts.samadeyemi.com, there you will see various platforms. You will see Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and all of that. The beautiful thing also is when you pre-order, and I want to say this, right? If you founded an organization like me, you have many employees, do bulk order, right? Order also for your employees. On Amazon, you can order up to 30 copies at a time. And I've had 2 people now that said they're getting 100 each. Okay. So, but don't buy too many copies at once on any platform, because they disqualify. If it's more than, say, 50 at a time, they begin to suspect that maybe one is rigging the system. Thank you, Able John. That's a vision. And I agree, that's the vision, that Shift will be a New York Times bestseller. Okay, let's make it so. Let's do it. Because like I said at the Excellence in Leadership Conference, this is not just about me. I am representing. I come from a part of the world that has a reputation for producing some of the worst leaders in the world. And we're here to change the narrative, right? We're here to change the narrative. We're here to change the narrative. So on shifts.samadeyemi.com, when you make a purchase, or if you make the purchase anywhere, there is another section of that website where you put in your name and your email and the receipt number for your purchase, and you automatically are registered for a special masterclass I'm going to hold a week to the release of the book, only for those that do the pre-order. Right? Special exclusive masterclass. I'm going to share things about this process, right, that is not even in the book. That's it. Emmanuel is asking, please, is it available in local physical bookstores? Oh, well, I should mention it's still on pre-order. The release date is February 5, 2025, right? But we are shouting about it from now till then, because millions of people all over the world need to read this book. Okay. Will physical copies be available in Nigeria? Well, the first place where people are going to get the book will be at the Shift conference, February 8th. We will release full information about that soon, so people can begin to register. If you are unable, some people, maybe for card payment reasons or something in Africa, especially in Nigeria, now specifically in Nigeria, if you're unable to make a purchase online, but you want to be able to buy a physical copy when it's released in February, there's a wait list. You will see the link in a few minutes. Okay, you'll see the link in a few minutes, and you can put your name on the wait list, and then you'll be contacted when the physical copies are available in Nigeria. Does anybody have a question for me? Yes, so the pre-order, I recommend, it's scrolling on the screen, right? Shifts.samadeyemi.com. That's where I recommend that you go make your pre-order. When you get to shifts.samadeyemi.com, you will see the links to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Porchlight, bookshop.org, even Walmart. Right, you will see the links there. Click on one of them and do your pre-order. Okay, and then enter the receipt number and your name and email, also on the website, and register for the special exclusive masterclass that I have for those that buy the pre-order. Any question for me before we go? There is tremendous power in vision. There's a verse of the Bible, Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, people perish. Okay? So, when I went in for my master's degree in leadership and my doctoral degree in leadership, even though my background is in civil engineering, why did I go? Why did I go to get graduate degrees, right? Or postgraduate, as we will say in some parts of the world, in leadership? Because I saw that as critical as this leadership issue is, there was no school in Nigeria. That's why I started a leadership school teaching leadership. Leadership was not in the curriculum of the schools. I thought, why are we deceiving ourselves? And you will see people lamenting about the poor leadership, lamenting, okay, but where are people learning the leadership? Right? So, so I went to school to acquire, apart from the fact that I have experiential knowledge, I've read loads and loads and loads of books on leadership. I have practiced, I have tested the principles for leadership. I have experiential knowledge. But beyond that, I went to get the academic qualifications up to the doctoral level. For one thing, I had the vision of advising CEOs, executives, right? C-level leaders and leaders in government. Rather than sit down and be criticizing, I want to quietly be there advising on the leadership. And you know, leadership is about people. Leadership is ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. Many people in leadership are frustrated, especially in government, frustrated. They try this, it doesn't work. They try that, it doesn't work. They have a lot of advisors and a lot of consultants, but most hardly have a leadership coach, leadership advisor. I want to be that leadership advisor, that advisor in the area of leadership. You want to shift people's mindsets. You want people to cooperate with you to achieve big goals. Do this and this and that. Secondly, leaders go through tremendous pressure that most people don't even have an idea about. Tremendous pressure. And the higher you go as a leader, the more difficult it is for, the lonelier it becomes. The fewer the people you can talk to. I want to be that person, that go-to person that leaders can trust and share what they are going through, and I can give advice. So that's vision, right? At work. Vision will discipline you. Vision will define the kind of friends you can have, define the kind of books you can read, define the course you go study, define the seminars that you attend, define where you put your money, define where you invest your time. Vision will discipline you. Emmanuel is asking, is there a plan or class in the works for people who have political ambitions, future political leaders? People who have political ambition. Well, I am on the faculty of a school. Yeah, I'm a lecturer at a school called the School of Politics, Policy, and Governance, SPPG, founded by Dr. Obi Ezekwesili. This is exactly what that school does. We're raising a new generation of leaders that will function in the public space in Africa. And I take some of the courses there. I would strongly recommend it. You can Google it and get some more information about it. Has there been, Tokumbo is asking, has there been any time you felt like giving up during the 29 years in ministry? The church part of my work? Absolutely, yes. The first few years, I was very frustrated. I loved growth. The thing was, the church was not growing like I wanted it to grow. I set my goals. We just could not achieve the goals. I felt like within the first year we should hit 1,000. At the end of the first year, we were 200 plus. I was shocked. The first 3 years we were struggling to grow. In fact, along the line, I think it was during the second year, then I told my sweetheart, Pastor Nike, I said, you need to go with me. We're going on a retreat. I want to ask God whether I'm supposed to be pastoring or not. Because I understand my giftings, right? My number one gifting is wisdom. My number one calling or office, ministry office, is teaching, that of the teacher. I love teaching, right? That's what I just did, or that's what I'm doing here today. That's what I've been doing on radio. Eventually, Success Power went on TV, the teaching, okay? So once I went on radio and people knew me and they knew my message, that it was about success, the invitation started pouring in. So I used to go everywhere speaking. The honorarium I would get here and there was what sustained us in the family. But then when pastors invited me to churches, they wanted me to come speak on Sundays. I could not go on Sundays because I had my own church. But then that church was not growing. That's why I said, let's go and pray. I want to be sure whether I'm supposed to be pastoring or not, because the church is now actually blocking my income. But the same voice that I had at the beginning was what I had again, that I'm called to be a pastor and a pastor of pastors, that I was to prove what works in pastoring with Daystar. Then whatever works is what I will teach other pastors. So I came back, resumed, and then eventually we found the formula, and boom, the growth started. By the way, on Tuesday, the 3rd of December, I'll be spending the whole day, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. with pastors. We'll be running a training. We call it the 1,000 plus church growth training at the Marriott Marquis, Atlanta. So we'll put the link. We'll put the link. Good. That's the link there. That's the link there. Or you can go on my link 3, right? Or go on, on my profile on social media, right? And you see it there. You see the link. Register and join us. Life change would go from pre-launch, the pre-launch of a church. If you're planning to start a church, we'll discuss that. And then all through all the stages to succession planning for who will take over from you later. Very powerful, very powerful. If you've attended before, it's good to come for a refresher, come and share your stories, and let's discuss how to shift to the next level. But I am absolutely certain in the next 1 year, some churches are going to experience big shifts. Okay, good. So yes, there was a time I felt like giving up. I did not give up. I thank God that I did not give up. Lawrence is asking, how do we catch a true vision so we can separate it from ambition? Well, one of the major things you have to watch out for is ensuring that the vision is not only about empowering you. That's very important. It needs to be about changing the world. It needs to be about, and the world, I'm not talking about the physical world, changing people's lives. Changing people's lives. Your vision has to be about changing people's lives. So look at all the things I've been describing, the organizations that I founded, going on radio to just teach people how to succeed. Okay, setting up a church to empower people, raise role models, right? Help people release or realize their potential. I write the book Shifts, and I'm telling you, you see, I didn't mention anything about collecting royalties. That's by the side. That's just fringe benefit. The real return I'm going to get is to see the lives of individuals change, to see families change, to see organizations change, to see at least one whole nation apply the principles and change. I'll be excited to the moon, right? How do you catch the vision? Reading. The kind of information you give yourself. I said having mentors, doing strategic positioning in your field. Who are the people at the highest level? Benchmark against them. Use them to dream, right? And then spending time in reflection to create your own pictures inside. And don't forget, I also mentioned prayer. When the vision comes directly from God, that's big. John is asking, in pioneering the work of ministry, how do you raise finances to foster acquisition of needs? How do you get financial partners? Maybe let me ask, how did you scale to this stage? This question is very peculiar to a ministry that just started. You know what? You still got to apply the basic principles that govern finances. Money is only a means of exchange of value. Money is a means of exchange of value. You're just starting ministry. Don't focus on money. Focus on the value to add. This finance issue is a whole section, right, of our discussion at the 1000 plus church growth training on 3rd December. Money is a means of exchange of value. Don't focus on the money. Focus on impact. Focus on value from day one. Don't saddle yourself with overhead. Ministry is not renting a building. It is touching people's lives, right? And if you have the gifts of healing, for example, do you need a big building to pray for a sick person? No. Go straight to the sick person, pray for them, let them be healed. Some people have the gift of miracles or the working of miracles. Come on, apply it. My own gift is wisdom, knowledge. That's what I do. That's what I do, right? So, apart from that, make sure you write down your plans, right? Make sure you develop a budget, right? But please try and keep it trim. The world has changed. The world has even changed now from where it was when I started 29 years ago, right? When we started this, the world has changed. If I was to start this now, you ask me, what would you do? I'll start online. How much will it cost you? You stand in front of your laptop or in front of your phone and you can run a service. And the amazing thing is, whereas you would struggle to get 20 people into a room physically, you would get 200 online, right? If you really have the gift and the calling. The moment you make impact on one person, the person will go call other people. Did you notice that in the Bible? John chapter 4, Jesus spoke to this woman by the well, and she went and they said she pulled in all the men in the city. That's the way ministry works, right? Impact, that's what you focus on. But then also, you let people know what the needs are, what the projects are, and you encourage them to give. Okay? So as you go along, don't let people have the impression you're just there for the money. Pastors already have a bad reputation right now. So so don't think they've made the job is easy at all. But you focus on the impact. Those ones are undeniable, right? When someone's life changes, then let people know, right? And then share the stories of the impact and encourage people to support what you are doing. Okay? Good. Do we create different types of visions for our lives and projects, or one is a subset of another? Well, you actually have different visions. You likely have different visions for different areas of your life, right? Your marriage, your career, right? Your marriage, your career. Even for career, you have different businesses, right? You can have different visions. Maybe somewhere along the line, you can bring all of them together and have a holding company, right? But yes, it's possible to have different visions for different areas of life. Thank you, Damilola Daniel. Says, congratulations to us. I learned consistency following you. Same message of transformation since my navigation experience in University of Lagos over 2 decades ago. Thank you. Same thing. Many people don't understand the power of consistency. Please, if you have not pre-ordered, you need to pre-order my new book, Shifts, right now, okay? Let's do it. And get order for other people too. And let's change the world together. So many people underestimate the power of consistency. They put in some massive effort and then they go cold. They get discouraged and go cold and then put in some massive effort. It doesn't work like that. The one that daily one, consistently. Somewhere along the line, boom. If you haven't read the book by Malcolm Gladwell, The Tipping Point, read it. Right? Read it. If you push a let's say chair, right? You push it, it will likely, you push it a little, it will likely return to its former position. You push it again, it will return. You push it again, it will return. You push it further, it returns. You push it further. There's a point you push it to, it just tips over to the other side. Many people don't push far enough to reach their tipping point. Consistency matters. Apostles Global TV is asking, how does one break away from financial struggle as a pastor in ministry? Like the apostolic church that does not permit pastors to do any jobs and salary is 7,850 naira a month. That if the ministry policy has put a limit on how much you can earn like that, I don't know what else you can do. One thing you can explore, of course, is wherever you are, empowering people financially. This is what I mean. Teach the people under you to do business. Teach the people under you to do business. I started teaching entrepreneurship, right? Some 23 years ago, 23, 24 years ago, because we analyzed the needs of the people 5 kilometers radius of our church, and poverty came number one. Africa, right? Poverty came number one. I then asked myself, how have I been addressing the poverty problem? I looked at the messages I'd been teaching, and I found out the only thing I'd been teaching was on giving. Giving. I said, no, this is not realistic. This is not realistic at all. These people don't have. How do they give what they don't have? Right? So I said, Lord, is there anything in the Bible I can teach them that will help them to get the money? He said, yes. And that was when I saw Abraham was a businessman, Isaac was a businessman, Jacob was a businessman. There's so much about business in the Bible. I specifically, it was 2 Kings 4, the story of the widow with the small jar of oil. That's why I got insights. And I went and told the church members, as poor as that woman thought she was, there was something in her house that God could use to create breakthrough. So I said, God said I should tell you that He will never allow you to get to the point where there's nothing around you He can use to create your next level of breakthrough. Anyway, let me fast forward. Today, a lot of the people who had me teach entrepreneurship then are multi-millionaires and billionaires now. So what happens then is, when people know where they got the money from like that, they will likely reach out back to you. I believe that the church policy does not ban you from getting gifts from church members, right? That's one way out. But other than that, as long as you're under the system, the salary is the salary, right? And the policy is the policy. I pray God will lead you. What is the best place to start for someone who has both ministry and career visions in Nigeria? Start both, right? Start both. Just manage your time very well, right? Manage your time very well and quickly delegate as fast as you can. Do leadership. Don't do manager. Don't do operations for too long. Okay? Manage your time very well. Supervise people. Delegate. Okay? Do both. Do I need to get funds ready for a vision or task, or go and believe for the provision, especially when God has said? Will God put me on pressure if I feel I'm behind in the task He has given me? Listen, it's in the process of your obeying that the provision shows up. So no, don't wait until you gather all the money before you start. Will God put you under pressure? No. God is not a hard taskmaster like that. He loves you, okay? If you feel you're not measuring up to par, then just be strategic. Review what you're doing. The Pareto principle suggests that it is only 20% of what you're doing that is producing 80% of your results. So once in a while, you need to review what you're doing, kill the 80% that is wasting your time, right? And invest more of your time in the things that are giving you big results. Okay, Kolo Joseph is asking a question. I hope we've been able to correct the issue. Let me check right away. Shifts.samadeyemi.com. Is the link working? Yes, it's working. Okay. Or you could just go straight to Amazon, right? And type in shifts, 6 steps, shifts, Sam Adeyemi, and it will come up. Boom. But it will be good for you to come back to shifts.samadeyemi.com to register for the special masterclass, exclusive masterclass. All right. Awesome. So, we spent quite a bit, and it's late in many places. It's late in many places. Let me take just one or two more. Good. Chukwebuka says, is it possible for my vision to be in misalignment with the vision that my mentor is building for me? It depends. Are you under the employment of the mentor? If you are, you've got to submit whatever vision you have under the vision of the mentor. Help the mentor to fulfill the vision, right? If you are under the employment of the mentor. But if you are not, you are an independent person, then your mentor is not supposed to be building the vision for you. Your mentor is supposed to guide you in how to fulfill your own vision. Okay? Good. Oh, thank you, Pastor Tokumbo. Thank you. Yeah, I feel you, Sir Ken Media. You say you have a great vision for humanity, especially for struggling students in higher education. However, sometimes the demand for resources makes you to feel so weary. What do? Do what you can part time, right? Do what you can part time. With time, the people that you are helping now will turn around to support what you're doing. It's just a matter of time. Okay? Good, 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 good. How can you manage multiple talents as a serial entrepreneur? That's see what I said earlier on. If you're a serial entrepreneur, just know your job is going to be ultimately supervising CEOs, right? So you've got to delegate a lot. Delegate a lot because you have a lot of strategic thinking to do. The organizations grow in your head. So you've got to clear your plate. You can't afford to be so buried in the operations so that you won't be sleeping. That doesn't work, right? All right. Thank you, everybody. I think we've tried. I think we tried for today. Oh, Mayowa says, I just placed my order for shifts. Yay. Thank you. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Lawrence says, please, is there an age that is too old to pioneer a new ministry? After serving another ministry for nearly 30 years of your life, I'm 51 now. I have age phobia for that vision. Oh no. Oh no. You're not too old to start, sir. You're not too old to start at all. And just take the focus off yourself. Fix it on people. And I'm suspecting that you're in Africa, right? Look at the large population of young people that we have. And most of them just don't have direction for their lives. Many are disillusioned, they're in despair. Those are your people. Those are your people, right? Invest in them massively. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you'll be happy you did. So it's not too late to start at all. Some people ask if there's a way they can get to engage with me one-on-one outside of these general sessions. Some CEOs, founders attend some of these discussions and they wonder, do I do one-on-ones? Absolutely. I do coaching. That's actually the main thing that I do for leaders. I do leadership coaching for C-level leaders, founders and C-level leaders. I'm not getting younger, right? And I'm getting busier. So my most valuable resource is my time. I want to invest as much of it as possible in leaders that affect a large number of lives, right? So I do leadership coaching for leaders in government and so on. So if you want to explore, find out how it works, info@samadeyemiglc.com. Send me an email, info@samadeyemiglc.com. One of our team members will discuss with you, explore the possibilities, and we take it from there. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. It's been an exciting time together. I usually like to make it short, but then we always have very smart people on the call, right? And I like to answer as many questions as I can. Babatunde Jimo is asking, how do I live from the home front as a man? Vision. Vision. The man is called the head of the home, right? It's in the head that you have the eyes. It's in the head that you have the brain, right? Your ability to say, this is where our family is going, is very important. That you actually take time to picture the future for yourself, for your wife, for your children, your family. What significance would your family be in the world, right? Good. Your family needs to be known for something. Can you decide that up front? So, vision, and be confident enough to say it. Decide the values, the standards, the principles, the qualities that will make that vision possible. Then make sure you model those values and encourage your wife and your children to model those values. Sell the vision, sell the values to them, right? And sacrifice to help them be the best that they can be. I pray God will help you. I pray for everyone here that God would help you. Open your inner eyes to see the future. Give you visions and dreams that will make tomorrow better than today and give you the courage to act on them. Thank you for joining us today. As we close, please pay attention to the information that we're scrolling on this screen, whichever one applies to you. Shifts.samadeyemi.com. That's where to do the pre-order for Shifts, and I'm encouraging bulk orders for you, for your friends, for your employees. And 3rd December, right? 3rd December, I'll be in the room by the grace of God with church leaders, whole day coaching, so that through next year, we can see many churches make quantum leaps forward. Soon we'll come out with information about our scenario planning workshop. We hold it in January, and we explore all the major possible changes that could happen in the year. It's amazing. The people that attend, change doesn't take them by surprise. They're usually poised to leverage change to, achieve new levels of success. Thank you so much, everyone. And remember, once again, if you want to explore the possibility of coaching with me, just spending time with me, right, and getting advice, trusted advice, send me an email, info@samadeyemiglc.com. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening, have a good night, or probably a good morning where you are. Have an amazing week ahead. Bye for now. Hello, I am delighted to let you know that my newest book, Shifts, 6 Proven Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership, published by John Wiley, is on pre-order right now. Shifts contains 6 powerful steps that will help you master the process for transformation. It is established in our world. Most transformation efforts fail, both at the personal, organizational, and national levels. But I have experienced transformation many times in my life. I call them shifts. And I have the process down to 6 powerful steps. So order your copy of Shifts now. Shift.samadeyemi.com. Thank you.